Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. And how do you do? That's right. Welcome to the Free to Hope conversation with Edwina B. Miss Cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. Now, I want to thank my God for touching me with the gift of life this morning. This present time, right here, right now, that will pass and will never ever come again. I've learned through my 34 years in recovery from co occurring disorders, mental illness, and substance abuse that if I acknowledge my God, my Creator, in all things, all things, and I mean all things, He will direct my path. And so for that, I want to give Him the honor, the praise, the glory, the hallelujah, the worship, and most importantly, the acknowledgement. I was at my church the other day, and my big sister, Dr. Arvis Strickland, right, said to me as I was saying, Lord, I love you, Lord, I love you. She said, we know, we know. I said, well, I just can't help it. If you follow me all day long, you're going to be hearing me saying, Lord, thank you. Lord, I love you, right? And it is what it is because He is the one who met me underneath a parked car 34 years ago as a prostitute, an alcoholic, a drug addict, rut. And He prepared me, shaped me, molded me, and kept me here for this very reason why I'm sitting before you, as authentic and transparent as possible. So why wouldn't I say all day long, Lord, I love you. Lord, I thank you. Even at my position at Divine Light as the program director, my administrative assistant, right? She says, Miss Edwina, can I start using that? I said, by all means, honey. That's why I say it throughout the day so that it can be contagious and others want to thank Him, praise Him, glorify Him, and most importantly, want to be of service to Him. So you have it. All right. Let's see. Now, today is June the 12th. It is on a Wednesday. And yesterday I shared some great news with you. And let me bring that up right now to let you know that the other day, the other evening, I was appointed the new executive director of Community Communications Corporation, replacing the late Reverend Dr. Benjamin Trimby Brown, and also helping to carry out his legacy far and beyond even his own expectation with Don Thomas of DFAM Films right by my side, helping and creating and helping and creating opportunities for young, old, female, male, it doesn't matter. We are going global with Community Communications Corporation. Donnie is so talented and so gifted that he's going to put Community Communications Corporation on the map. And I thank God for the board of directors who helped to navigate this appointment after Twin has been going for us for several months, but it's always in God's time. So thank you, Lord. Thank you, Twin, for paving the way from underneath a parked car 34 years ago. So with that, I am so humbled. I am so grateful. And most importantly, I'm going to be of service to my God and to mankind. Okay? The next announcement, I got to get these announcements out, right? Is the upcoming, wait a minute, let me go this way. Okay. The other announcement, see, God is using me in so many ways. Many of you know I've been also appointed the program director of Divine Light Recovery Treatment Center. There we provide intensive outpatient and outpatient services, and we also provide housing for I'm going to call them our family members who are in need of housing while they are in treatment. What an opportunity to be a part of an organization with the name Divine. And so thank you, Miss Sakina Dean Johnson, and my new regional director, Cecilia Velasquez, for embracing this opportunity, creating this opportunity for 3 strong spiritual women of God to touch the lives of many people who are suffering from addiction, mental illness, and all of their attitudes, ideas, and behaviors that go along with those illnesses. Okay? So thank you, Divine Light. We are in search of a counselor to do IOP Monday evenings and possibly on Saturdays. So please call us or send your resume to www.divine-light.net. Okay? And the other announcement I want to make before we go on is I am still planning to have my master's class. I did find a venue and it will be listed tomorrow. I need the help of the young lady, Taja, who helped me with my Eventbrite page and all of that. There will be a registration fee, and it's on 2 days, one in the evening and one in the morning. And the theme, of course, is so tired of being broken and broke, using spiritual tools and resources, right? And principles to apply to all earthly matters. Okay, I think that's it for announcements. And now let us get to the topic for today. So many of you know that the whole theme of this process is called Free to Hope. From recovery, emerge empowered to give hope to others, help others prosper equally. I just want to, take a minute just to share how awesome and amazing it is to recognize that my God created my spirit and placed that spirit within this vessel, within this time, within this culture. Okay? So I have learned to focus more on the spirit that occupies this vehicle. And me and you in situations and circumstances, right? Spiritual warfare is called. Okay? I didn't understand that, but now I do. And so for me to have been chosen from underneath a parked car at the age of 34, right? Suffering from what I didn't know was the disease of alcoholism. I didn't know anything about mental illness, although I did witness my mother having some kind of nervous breakdown, right? When she was 33, right? And not being uh, knowledgeable of what those nervous breakdowns and mental illness, are about. So as I journeyed through my life and I reflected back on my life, I understand a little more about what happened to me. I no longer feel that something is wrong with me. That was a big change in my attitude, particularly having that knee bowing experience on the morning of February the 22nd of 1990, 3 o'clock in the morning, getting high with and doing all kind of sexual favors for my own stepson. And so as I reflect back on these 34 plus years, I thank God that He is on sacred time and not secular time. I say that because when I addressed my brokenness and being broke, I was challenged through the spiritual principles of Alcoholics Anonymous, right? When the God that I didn't know, who I know now personally, I asked out of desperation, humiliation for him to take me out this life, like now, or to show me a better way, that he would choose me. Many are called, but few are chosen. He would choose me, mold and shape and prepare me to be sitting here before you right now. That's why I understand just a little more how important the spiritual realm is while I'm living on this earthly journey, right? Encased in this vessel, right? And so I am intrigued with looking at life with a different pair of glasses. I don't wear contacts, so different pair of glasses. And then the glasses I do buy are from the dollar store, right? Now they're $1.25, maybe $1.50, I don't know. But all I wear are the reading glasses, right? So, but when I put on my spiritual glasses, oh, what an awesome transformation I experienced. What an awesome uh, transformation through the awakening of my spirit. What an awesome transformation to the spiritual experiences I encounter on a daily basis. So every day, all day, I am thanking my God throughout the day with amazement for being chosen to take part in this awesome journey here on earth using and applying spiritual principles. Okay. So, all of the steps that have been ordered for me, I now know have been waiting for me. And my God just wanted to know when I was ready. When the student is ready, the teachers will appear. And once I began to understand the hold of the seven deadly sins, pride leading the procession, right? Ego and all of that. And all of those things got me underneath that parked car 34 years ago. Okay. And so now that I have been chosen and my steps have been ordered, I know I am walking in my destiny. I know I am fulfilling my purpose. I know that I was born to serve, right? And so when you see me day after day, month after month, year after year, right? It's a spirit that was God given, that's positive, optimistic, excited. Listen, energetic, right? I tell you, listen, I love my spirit. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I let you. Lord, y'all can't imagine what it's like to be authentic and free, right? Right? Authentic and transparent and free, okay? And I plan to live the most spiritual life I can until God removes this vessel, not the spirit, but the vessel, okay? So thank you. Thank you. Because if it wasn't for you, who God prepared me for you to give to you what has been given to me over the years by others who were born, acknowledged to serve, and are willing to do so. All right. So let's get to our topic today. Our topic today is called, right, forming true partnerships. Okay. And when I think about the title of forming true partnerships, right, I look at the words, and y'all know I dissect these babies all the time before we get into that, right? And so forming true partnerships, right? When you hear that word or those words, what comes to your mind? What does true mean to you? What does forming means to you? What does partnerships mean to you? See, I have to take each and every word, in most cases, look them up to find out the root of the meaning. And they may be many and varied, and I get to apply which one is appropriate for a situation or circumstance or for awareness. So when I hear the word forming, 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 I immediately look at our Creator and how He formed the world we live in today. Mm-hmm. In the beginning, there was darkness. You see what I mean? And now that I'm on this spiritual journey to learn more and more, I practice more applying spiritual principles, attitudes, behaviors, ideas, right? And utilize them as tools and resources to gain a better spiritual understanding. So forming, create, right? Forming, putting together, right? Forming, yes. And let's look at the word true. Now, I don't know about you, and I need to take a drink for this, right? I don't know about you, right? And so when I think of the word true, true, true. What is the root word of true, right? What is its original meaning? What's true to you may not be true to me based on our perspective, right? So, what is true? So, when I learn to apply spiritual tools and resources, right, and principles to all earthly matters, including our language, our dialogue, our conversations, as the Uwees family talks about in the five agreements, we are domesticated human beings. Yes, we are. And so the true um, may differ and vary from person to person, depending upon their upraising, right? And their childhood and the circumstances in which they live. And so, true may be the immediate acceptance of a situation, circumstance, and you just automatically think this is the way it is. Okay. So, always look up the words, try like I do, its original meaning, right, and how it applies to different situations, circumstances, even down to individuals. Okay, when I think of partnerships, right, the root word, the origin of partnership, right, coming together, forming. Two or one gathered, may call themselves a group. Two or one gathered may call on the name of the Lord for a prayer. A partnership, right? To partner with something, someone, right? To produce greater things. When two minds or more are gathered together, you have a different outlook. But the whole idea is to form a true partnership. Okay, so let's see what the AA Daily Reflection has for us regarding this topic today. All right, so let's go here. It says, June the 12th, Daily Reflections, forming true partnerships. And the co-founder of Alcoholics Anonymous extracts a quote from the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions off of page 53. And he writes, but it is from our twisted relationships with family, friends, and society at large that many of us have suffered the most. We have been especially stupid and stubborn about them. The primary fact that we fail to recognize is our total inability to form a true partnership with another human being. Oh, my. I can't wait to dissect this baby. The person in recovery shares his perspective and says, can these words apply to me? am I still unable to form a true partnership with another human being? What a terrible handicap that would be for me to carry into my sober life. In my sobriety, I will meditate and pray to discover how I may be a trusted friend and companion. Oh, my. Are y'all ready to dissect this baby? Woo-hoo! No man is an island, right? And it's amazing when I do my studies, because many of you know I'm getting my doctorate degree in biblical studies, doctor of ministry, right? Focusing on, um, you know, biblical, scriptures, information, right? And so when I think about the words true partnership, forming a true partnership, I go back to the creation of man, right? And even our creator itself, right? Himself, right? Himself. It doesn't matter, right? That for whatever reasons he has had, will continue to have, is to share, right? To embrace, right? To establish relationships, right? Because it's a lonely world. It's lonely when you're by yourself. And what? It's just what? No. So now in my studies, right, obtaining this doctorate degree in biblical studies, right, I'm beginning to look at the formation that should be true in nature, right, to create these partnerships that also are spiritual in nature, right? Because when I apply spiritual tools, resources, and principles to all earthly matters, right? I am forming a partnership with what I know spiritually and am learning and applying them to my journey here on earth, right? So that in itself is a partnership. See, I'm not from Missouri, but you have to show me I'm a tangible person, right? All right, so let's dissect this some more, right? He says here, right? The first line, but it is from our twisted relations with family, friends, and society at large that many of us have suffered the most. Wow. But it is from our twisted relations with family, friends, and society at large that many of us have suffered the most. Think about it. We are born into a family. And so when I went through my process of learning what I learned so I can unlearn what I learned to learn something new. You got that? So the first group that I belonged to and was born into was my family, right? I didn't choose my parents. I didn't choose my siblings, right? And so, for whatever reason, the God of my understanding formed this relationship with my family. And all of us that's in that particular family, right, were brought together for spiritual reasons. And it is our journey here on earth to find out what was the intent for us to learn from one another. I believe to enhance our spirituality, right? To enhance our relationships with other people, to enhance the support and love that is needed by each and every one of us. And each and every one of us don't really know what we really need, but our Creator does. And so I'm understanding just a little more and very curious as to why I was selected, right, to participate in this family dynamic, right? And when I think about it from a personal view, then I look at other families, then I look at other families, then I look at other families worldwide and recognize that we are really one big family called the human race, right? I never would have thought of that in those terms. But now, being spiritually awakened, using these spiritual tools, resources, and principles, I am more open minded to the spiritual aspect of things out of these new glasses, right? And so when they talk about, right, but it is from our twisted relations with family that we began, I'm sticking with family, to evaluate, analyze, and this helped me through the AA fourth step, where we made a searching and fearless more inventory of ourselves. So within my family, within the family that God chose for me, right? The intent, the beginning, the process, right? I now see was for us to figure out, right? Now we are all different spirits encased in these vessels, okay? And so when I've learned, begin to engage, there's some instincts that all of us have, and then there are some needs all of us have. And for whatever reason, God put us together to fulfill those needs as we because it says he knew us before we was in the womb, right? And so when the process of our development begins, there are some challenges unbeknownst to us, because most times, according to the Uiz family, we only share information that was shared with us. We tend to repeat things that were done to us. We tend to believe things that others believe that is expected for us to believe. You see what I'm saying? And so I can understand just a little more when it says, but it is from our twisted relations with family, friends, and society at large that many of us have suffered the most. Now that makes sense for me. So when I think about and talk about my brokenness and being broke, I have to evaluate those segments of my life with family, with friends, and society at large to find out how much I have suffered and how much suffering I have caused. Okay. So it's all information. All right. So let's go on to the next. It says here, we have been especially stupid and stubborn about them. Wow. Now, we have been especially stupid and stubborn about them. About what? But it is from our twisted relations with family, friends, and society at large that many of us have suffered the most. We have been especially stupid and stubborn about them. Marinate on that. The primary fact that we fail to recognize is our total inability to form a true partnership with another human being. Now, that's not hard to unravel and understand that. When I look at my family dynamics, and once I left my family, I catered right away to my friends in the neighborhood. And then as I grew older, going to school and all that kind of stuff, the programs and all, right, the society at large, right? And as I went from, toddler to adolescents to teenagers to young adults, okay, you get my drift now. I'm 68. I was 34 when I turned my life over to the God that I didn't know, but who I know personally now. That over the years, I can evaluate what happened to me and not what's wrong with me to cause the confusion that needs to be unraveled, right? And I can only unravel them by using spiritual principles, tools, and resources to address my brokenness and being broke for me and for others. Okay. So it says here, right? The person in recovery, he shares, can the words apply to me? Am I still unable to form a true partnership with another human being? Hmm? Hmm? Huh? Can listen. Can these words apply to me? Am I still unable to form a true partnership with another human being? What a terrible handicap that would be for me to carry into my sober life. In my sobriety, I will meditate and pray to discover how I may be a trusted friend and companion. I try my best every day, all day, to implement, to apply, right? To practice all spiritual principles and tools to help me be a better person to myself, to my others, and a servant of God. Now, I understand that this vessel over the years have been occupied and still can be by various spirits, demonic um, uh, and its pleasures, right? Dynamic in nature, right? And so now, because I have been given the spirit of discernment, I can recognize what spirits are occupying even this vessel. I know you know, I know you know, I know you know I'm talking about, right? But the awareness of, I can smile, the awareness of knowing, right? How and what happened to me, right, gives me an opportunity to apply things that I had no awareness of. Why? Because I had to go through the journey of life to come to a position where I am, in most cases, and have suffered the most humiliations underneath a parked car, getting high and doing all kind of sexual favors for my own stepson, huh? Right? Uh, 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 Trying to commit suicide, being raped, right? Also applying abuse on children. Yeah, see, I have no secrets, right? 14, I was a babysitter. I wanted to know what a wee wee felt like. So I molested a 5-year-old boy, right? Yes. I was slapped and food was smashed in my face. And what did I do to find out what that felt like? I did the same thing to others. So you see what I mean? I have no secrets. But the idea is, I no longer want to suffer. I no longer want to be bonded by my past aggressions and all. No, I want to be set free, right? Because the God that I now know and have a personal relationship with, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. He now has the opportunity, due to my willingness and wanting him to help me by calling him in to fill me with the fruit of the Spirit. So, yes, 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 I try my best to be authentic and transparent as I possibly can. Sometimes people say I'm too transparent and too authentic. I don't know what that means. I don't know what it means. However, I also need to know that I need to respect other people. I need to accept boundaries, and I'm still learning that. I'm still, and what I need to do is yield more to the Spirit when I'm uncertain about what I should disclose or shouldn't, because of the Spirit that is in this partnership, if you will. Okay, so it's past 7 o'clock, and y'all know where I'm going to my AA meeting. So I just want to again thank my God for being appointed the program director for Community Communications Corporation, right? On behalf of Benjamin Trimby Brown, the late Benjamin Trimby Brown. And I also want to thank Divine Light for trusting me with their duties and responsibilities and helping those with co-occurring disorders. And I just want to thank you for accepting me just the way I am, just as cuckoo for Cocoa Pops as I can be. But I don't care. I love me. Yes, I do. Yet, and I love you too. And I'm practicing doing it unconditionally. I'll never be perfect, but I am happy with the progress that I am making. So, forming true partnerships leads to less suffering. Mhm. And if I want to continue to be set free, then I too must acknowledge my brokenness and being broke and be willing to address them, apply spiritual tools and resources to reduce them, right? Eradicate them so that they don't perpetuate the rest of my life. No, I don't want that. I want to be happy, joyous, and free. And I am. I tell you, oh God, I love you. I love you, Lord. I love you. I love you. And I love you too. So if it's God's will that we are rejoined tomorrow, right? And he touched you with the gift of life and me, we will be together again. But today is all we have. This moment, this hour, this day is all we have. So I don't want to suffer this day because it will never come back again. If anything, I'm going to allow myself to yield to the spirit in any and all situations with any and all individuals so that I can maintain my peace, my tranquility, and most important, set an example for others. Be the light in someone else's life. Am I the light in your life? I don't know. I love you. I love you. You love me. We are one big family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? I forgot to tell you, I'm going to the doctor, the surgeon today to discuss this arm. I'll give you the report tomorrow. Be safe, be of service, and thank God, thank God for the ability to breathe. Lord, I love you. Have a blessed day.